Welcome to another podcast. This is Seewing Yi, and my co-host is Julie. How are you,
Good
Julie?
morning, Seewing. How are you?
Good morning. Fine, thank you. Let's go over another topic. When you own a portfolio of real estate properties, potentially down the road, owning real estate is a hedge against what? It is true, real estate hedge against inflation, but
Mhm.
I want to add some very critical life components. Potentially, if you do it right, if you allow you the time to create a real estate portfolio with passive income, real estate is a hedge against not only inflation, it's a hedge against any kind of financial catastrophe you have
Mm,
down the road. Disability, the triple D, disability,
mm.
death, and divorce is
That
a,
we all try to avoid.
I know we can't control it, right? We try to be healthy in our lifetime,
Right.
but things happen beyond your control.
Absolutely.
Owning a real estate portfolio is a hedge against losing your job at some point in time in the
Mhm.
future. And we talk about more about this. It's a hedge against any kind of foreclosure, any kind of stress situation associated with the property you own, okay?
Right.
Whether it's a primary home or rental property, when you and is a real estate owning a nice cash flow real estate portfolio will help you achieve financial freedom, which it can take a while. And finally, it's a hedge against you can use your real estate portfolio down the
Mhm.
road to allocate money for your children's college. Before we go any further, Julie, over the years, I not only as a real estate investor, coach, consultant that I am, but
Mhm.
I ran across friends, family members, coworkers back in those days. People, people have gone through a lot of challenges in their lives, right?
Mhm.
But it's very sad. You know how emotionally devastating it is when somebody lose their job, S-
Yes.
especially when you're the only sole bread of the
Yeah.
family, and you have a spouse and some young children who depend on your income, who
Yes.
depend on your W-2 salary to build to live your everyday life.
Yes.
And I ran across people who got hurt for whatever reason, and they could not work anymore,
Mhm.
and their full-time income has drastically decreased,
Right.
and their families' life, people who depend on them, are turned upside down. People
Mhm.
people couldn't pay their bills. They have no income, and they have to file for bankruptcy. Imagine the trauma one
Yes.
go through when you have a financial crisis, especially for young children.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely.
They're being
Absolutely.
so traumatized by the issues, by being evicted from their home if they are renting, by if they don't have enough emergency money, financial money for the breadwinner, there something wrong with the primary wage
Right.
owner of the family.
Mhm.
They couldn't pay the mortgage of the
Right.
primary home, and they're
Mhm.
gonna have to file foreclosure, whatever. They have to leave the house, and they have to go to another location to try to upbring their family. It's just so financially devastating. And again, when I hear all the time over the many years,
Mhm.
when people lose their job, when they get fired, when they get let go by a company, you how devastating it is. People commit suicide because they can't handle it, whatever. I said all kind of bad
Yeah.
things. Okay, I know these things happen, but why these kind of bad things happen to people happens all the time, whether it's a good economy, bad economy. Look, each consumer, each individual, it's nice to have a job, but the emotional stress of losing a job, your
Mhm.
self-worth you question your own self-worth. Oh,
Mhm.
I got fired
Right.
now. The emotion aspects of, you're not worthy anymore. Getting
Right.
fired, the word FIRE is just so emotionally devastating. So, look, beyond that, let's say right now, financially, you're very committed. You want to create a financial goal whereby you can avoid or decrease the risk of going through those problems. There are many ways to do it, right? There are many ways to overcome this kind of life
Right.
issues. But one way, the way you and I do it, is by real estate properties.
Absolutely.
So the next 5 to 10 years, slowly, methodically, buy cash flow rental properties. Of course, you have to have the good credit to do it. You have to have the down
Yeah.
payment available to buy one rental at a time.
Mhm.
But make
Absolutely.
that make the commitment, have the goal by in about, let's say the way we do it, we buy a rental property, in your case, $100,000 rental property in Buffalo Niagara Falls, you bought, a 25% down payment, it's not
Mhm.
cheap. You get like $200 or $300 monthly positive cash flow. And in other market, we have same thing, right? In Florida, you buy a $300,000 single family home, you put
Right.
25% down payment, which is 75 grand, which is not cheap. You have cheap, a mere $300 a month cash flow. One would say, oh, that's nothing. How could I invest down payment of $70,000 and only get $300 cash flow monthly? That's not the point. The point is give yourself time. In the next 5 to 10 years, when the tenant pay down, decrease your loan, your
Mhm.
mortgage, when you increase your rent, inflation will allow your rent to increase along with appreciation, equity growth, and tax benefit. The rent, the $300 rent you're collecting cash flow today, in
Right.
about 5 to 10 years from now, that $300 could be monthly cash flow per property could be $500 to $700.
Absolutely.
So if
Mhm.
you systematically buy every year, you buy 1 or 2 property.
Mhm.
At the
Yeah.
end of the 5th or 7th year, you have 5 to 10 property, for example.
Right.
Each monthly cash flow starting today is 2 or 300. 7 to 10 years later, the cash flow per property could be $700, could be even $1,000 monthly cash flow. Do the math.
Absolutely. You're absolutely 100% right.
When you have multiple properties, 7 to 10 years from now, and the rent increase from $700 to $1,000 monthly net cash flow per property,
Right.
and along with the equity appreciation long term, don't you
Absolutely.
think? Don't you think the issues we just discussed, can you not overcome those issues we talk about: death, disability, divorce, or being evicted,
Oh, that job loss, everything. Yeah.
job loss?
I mean,
Tell me.
even my husband and I'm already retired. My husband is approaching retirement. Just a way to supplement your retirement. I think income property is a great source to do that because, like you said, you're not going to you're not going to lose it because you're always going to have the money coming in. The tenant is paying for the property. And so you're going to have this steadily increasing cash flow throughout the years. And everybody knows you can't live on Social Security or even your pension, not the way prices are today, and everything is going up. So it's a great way to supplement that retirement and then even provide for you, like you said, if you get disabled or when you get older. A lot of people are living 30, 40 years in retirement. That's like another career. 40 years is another career. And things they're not gonna stop going up just because you retire. So now you have another source of income that will keep pace with the inflation or exceed the inflation. And should you need some type of a nursing care or something like that at the end of the stage, you'll have money for that too.
That's
Because
right.
I used to sell years ago when I was an investment broker, we used to sell long-term care insurance. It's prohibitive. Most people cannot afford it. You cannot afford it. And then sometimes you may not even need it. It's like all this money going down the drain. You can take that same money, put it in a property that will last you for the rest of your life. The income will last you for the rest of your life.
Julie, let's about long-term care. People don't think about this kind of
No, not
future
when you're young.
consequences, not when you're young. But long-term care, let me think about it. Okay, I know about long-term care because, like, I would say, like, half of older adults, they
Mhm.
may need some sort of long-term care, assisted care, custodial care at some point in their lives. When,
Absolutely.
especially when they pass the age of 60, the average monthly cost to pay for long-term care monthly on a decent long-term care facility in today's dollar, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month. If you do not plan accordingly, how you can come with $5,000 to $10,000 of a monthly premium to pay? Are you going to rely on your children, or they are
Right.
struggling paycheck to paycheck?
Exactly.
Or are you gonna,
Exactly.
what source of revenue you could rely on? You could have do you have the cash to pay for the premium monthly? Most people not. Again, it all comes back to plan your financial future early on. Build the risk portfolio that you and I talk about. have the
Right.
passive
Right.
have the passive income for your risk portfolio, not only to pay long-term care. What about college education? At UC Berkeley, California, UC Berkeley, UC system, today's 4 years college at UC Berkeley, room and board and everything else, today's cost is like $40,000 a year, no, $30,000 a year at today's cost. If
Mhm.
10 years later, the inflation cost of college tuition is greater than the regular actual inflation.
I
So
can't even. That's amazing.
okay, I'm going to the extreme. What about you? You want to save for your children's 10 years from now, you want to save for your children's college education, like a Stanford or Harvard.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
At today's cost per year, tuition, room and board at Harvard or Stanford, how much? $60,000. And
Right.
at today's term, 1 year for
Mhm.
4 years, like $200,000 and $300,000. What if you try to go to a nursing school or medical school? You try to become a doctor or a dentist or whatever. You have no scholarship and no savings. The 4 year college cost of a medical degree is like $200,000 or $300,000. If you
Unbelievable.
if you do not use your risk portfolio to save to pay for your children's
Mhm.
medical tuition bill today, to to plan for the next 10 to 15 years, however long
Mhm.
your children want to become a
Right.
doctor, what if your children have no other choices?
Right.
Even with scholarship, whatever they may have, or some kind of grants for
Mhm.
college.
Mhm.
What if a college student, a medical student, when they graduate from college,
Right.
medical school or dental school or a professional school, graduate degree, whatever, what if they have $200,000 of student loan debt?
Mhm.
You know how long it takes if you pay a monthly payment on a student or $200,000 student loan debt? If
Oh
you're
my God. You've
if
been
you're
paying it until you retire.
until you die, if you pay a
Yeah.
minimum monthly payment,
Right.
you would think those highly compensated medical doctors, you think they make a lot of money? No. When they graduate from medical school at age 30, they're going to
Mhm.
spend the next 15 years to
Right.
pay off their medical student loan debt before they become successful, those doctors. You cannot assume a doctor automatically from when they graduate from medical school, they make $200,000, $300,000
Right.
because half of those money they have to pay back on monthly.
That's so interesting. They have all these different college plans that you can invest into when your kids are little. I forget what they're called, 529 plan or something. But I actually heard something, and if you guys are young and you have young kids, this is a great idea. He bought, when his kids were born, he bought each of them a duplex and figured out how much he needed to pay on it to have it paid off in the next 18 years. And then by the time the kids were ready to go to college, they'd have a fully paid for property. They could, yeah, and then he'd save all the money that he made from the rentals in an account for them. So it's like, that's a great profit. So they not only have the cash flow from the rental property, plus they have the rental property, which they could sell it or keep it or use it to pay for medical school or whatever. And I just thought, that's a great idea. That's way better than any other type of college plan. I mean, and then they always have the property. Maybe they might decide to keep the property. They may decide to go into real estate or whatever, but it gives you a lot more options than just trying to save $100 a month for the next 18 years or whatever.
Absolutely. I think you recap, you said it all. You know? Okay. So to recap, okay, plan early. Have
Yes.
like you said quite a few times whenever we do podcast, you have to have a goal, preferably written, not necessarily. You need to have a long-term goal is far away. People lose focus when they
Right.
have a long-term. Try to compartmentalize your goal.
Yes.
Do a short-term goal 1 to 3 years. What are you trying to accomplish? Then
Right.
then your intermediate goal from 3 to 7 years. Then your
Mm-hmm.
long-term goal from 7 to 10 years and beyond. Because if your long-term goal is too ambitious, you lose focus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. By compartmentalizing your short-term, medium-term, long-term goal, written, plan, or otherwise, that's fine.
Yes.
And then you need to execute on the goals. If
Yes.
if real estate is important to you, I know you need to diversify your money. You should do mutual funds, 529 plans,
Right.
with IRAs or whatever. That's fine. Put real estate plan, uh, in my opinion, and yours too, as a
Mm-hmm.
primary investment strategy.
Absolutely.
So systematically buy one rental at a time or two rental at a time based on your capital requirements, resources you have. But think long term, plan ahead to address. The recap is all the things we discussed, any potential things happen beyond your control. A lot of people, I hate to see it in a country, they don't
Right.
have enough savings. They don't have enough emergencies. They do not invest enough. They live paycheck to paycheck. Every paycheck they get, they spend it. They go out and eat on high price dinner. They waste
Right.
their money. They don't put the money away. And when things go bad, when they lose their job, when they run into a financial catastrophe we just discussed, they have no backup plan. They have no plan
Right.
B, and that is a sad aspect of the American society, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right. No backup, no plan B. And what they really should be looking at when it comes to real estate, make your plan B your plan A. Really, because there's no downside to long-term investing in real estate.
Julie, people need to live below the means. The people need to manage the money correctly. It's not easy, right?
Right.
Requires daily discipline, requires a commitment, requires effort. It's not going to be easy, but the sooner you get started, it's all about time. You need to give yourself a lot of time, okay? But you got to have a positive attitude, the dedication, the commitment, and all those kind of things. It's not easy. If achieving financial freedom, whatever your goals are, saving for children's college or for your own retirement or saving for your long-term care for yourself down the road, all those issues, people just live day to day. American society, we are a consumption society. Everybody, they don't want to go through the.
It's kind of like having a baby. They want the baby. They just don't want to go through the 9 months of labor or whatever.
Yeah,
They don't want to do the work. They want the fruit,
I
but they don't want
know.
to do the work that's
I
involved to
know.
get.
They want instant gratification. Yeah, they don't understand the delay. You have to delay gratification, right? It's not easy, but everyone of you out there watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. So you have to prioritize your life. What's important to you? Identify, what's your motivation about your financial future, and create a plan right now. And start early, buy real estate early, buy as many as you can afford, systematically, one rental at a time, whatever, and take action. Overcome all the doom and gloom, all the fears, all the crash bros out there that are trying to steal your financial,
Right.
your American dreams. Just focus on your strategy. Focus on your personal economy. You cannot control the general economy. You can't control it. You cannot control inflation. You cannot control what's happening with the housing market. All those, the world economy, politics. You can't control any of it.
Right.
But control your personal economy. Control your money. And each individual out there, they need to create their own financial plan. Focus on their own plan, and focus and discipline, dedication, long term, overcome everything else. So that's pretty much my recap. Any one final comment before we go? We done for the day?
No, I think this is good. I think that people just need to look ahead, like we talked about. Don't look at the short term because we live in this microwave society, but look at the long term and really strategize and plan it out.
Thank you so much, Julia.
Thank you.
I enjoyed every podcast we do. You have so much to
Great.
share. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, and everyone
Thank you
else.
for your guidance and your support. It's been a great ride, and looking forward to many more years to be engaged in the real estate investing arena and helping others do the same.
Yep. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Julie. And you guys are watching my podcast. If you see any value whatsoever on this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, if you have not already done so, put your email on my website below so you can become a free member of our real estate investing organization. Thank you so much. This is Seewing here. And Julie, thanks for attending. And I'll see you guys next time soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.